All right, who needs some encouragement? I think we all do just about now. I'm out on my porch. I discovered that at 5 p.m. it's the best light. So if it comes down to lockdown and formalities to the point where I can't leave the doorstep, then I can sit out here and lay in the sun and get perfectly good tan anyway. And that's one of the things that I think the Lord is speaking to us about adjustment during this time. I was a little bit shaken over it. I just thought, wow, this is like First Amendment and Fifth Amendment rights just being ripped right out of us. And no longer is America the land of the free and the brave because liberty is really gone. But what can we see in the whole circumstance that God is revealing? And this literally just played out to the point where my mind is blown. So I called my friend yesterday and I was really upset because I'm like, I don't know that I'm equipped to follow through in the dreams that I've had. And what if they don't come to pass because there's so much restriction and change that's going to be, left to impale the land. And she just prayed for me and she sang over me, and it was, I was 180 by the time we got off the phone. And we need people like that in our lives at this time who are going to be persistent in intercession. And it then makes you just want to praise even more after you have conversation with them, because you're like, wow, like they're bringing the power, the manifested power of the Rhema word, which means the life-giving word that's for that very moment when everybody needs to hear it. So she's like, are you okay? I live by myself, and do you need anything? I'm like, no, I feel great because you just prayed for me. Like, I'm all filled up with Holy Spirit. It's awesome. And this morning, she texted me. She's like, hey, do you need a job? And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, the last thing I want to do is just wait for my old, waitress job to come back, and my clients that I see I'm doing video with, but they've, cut in half because everybody's afraid of the economical crunch. So what do you have in mind? And she's like, well, you could go and check out this job at the Home Depot. And I'm like, yeah, why not? I remember Will Hart told me some miraculous stories about when he worked at Home Depot. He didn't understand why. He was making next to beans, and every time he went in, he prayed for people. Now that's no different from everywhere I go and the waitress job that I, had. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a whirl. Show up, and we got the whole, line going on, so people are going in by one or by two, and it didn't intimidate me because, like I said, she had prayed for me, and I was excited for some reason. And I walked in and I said, oh, I think you're the manager I'm supposed to meet with. And he's like, yes, I think so. And they had just put a hiring freeze literally like at 11 o'clock last night. And I'm like, okay. So I'm praying quietly to myself, like, Lord, it's whatever you want. You want me to have this? Yes. If not, no, it's not a big deal. And just be curious, go along with the ride. And so I walk right in, and the lady that makes all the decisions, she's like, yes, I know who you are. I know that you're friends with your friend, whatever. And she starts sharing her life, which was very beautiful because I could understand it, working with foster care, and just her circumstances were very personal. So it was just a really nice, deep connection. And the manager was like, well, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do an interview, but they're, saying that it might not go through. And so she's like, you need to call this person. And he called the people. And then there was like, we still have to talk to one more person. And I said, I do have a superpower where, unfortunately, I walk into a room and technology kind of explodes. So if you need me to leave the room just so that computer can work, I can stay right here. We're doing the social distancing 6 feet away anyway. And, we got a kick out of that. And basically in, shoe in. But I did nothing. I did nothing to get this job. It was, are you interested in position? And sure, why not? Let's see if we can get an upswing when everything else is on a downswing. I'm willing. And it's that willingness that I want to speak to. It's that, okay, is this an assignment? This could go either really bad or really good. But Lord, I'll be on the front lines. I'm not afraid of the pandemic that's going on. I can help people by looking into their eyes and talking to their spirits and souls and saying, I'm with you. You do not have to fear. In this very present moment, I see you. I know how to do customer service. I live, eat, and breathe customer service. Believe me, when people want to say you're wacky by cracky and we don't believe in miracles, and I'm like, I understand. Actually, I don't. But I'll let you believe what you want to believe. And a smile anyway. And that's when he said to me, okay, can you come back tomorrow and start the orientation? I'm like, yes, I can. I'm like, let me tell you about my friend Will. When Will worked at Home Depot, he prayed for people all the time in the aisles. I said, that's what you got yourself into when you hired me. And he's like, okay, I like it. And I'm like, okay, let the games begin. When you are ordained and there is a call on your life, you do not have to doubt how God will do it. All you have to do is ask how and when you are to answer and comply. And as you move through the motions, through the guidance of Holy Spirit, you will always get more than what you bargained for. I don't even know how much money I'm going to be earning. I just know that I am going to be winning souls by loving the person in front of me. And this is preparation for where He's taking me. Because we are going to be facing times that are going to shake us to the core. And I remember Heidi Baker saying, doing the things that she didn't understand, but trusting her soul anyway to lead her into abundant life. And that's kind of like where I find myself right now.